Welcome, Sylvia Williams.
Yes.
And we also have Eedris Abdulkareem. That name sounds familiar to me.
What about this?
Hello. How you doing?
What about this? What about hip-hop? Hip-hop. All of the hip-hop team ambassador, Andrew Williams Jr.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Welcome home,
SilkyD.
No respect, no respect.
SilkyD, how are you, madam?
Blessings, brother. Blessings. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Thank you so very much.
Yes. Thank you for just being you. And
thank you so very much.
Together.
I'm sorry, my light is a little dark because I have to come to my daughter's room to do it because I'm having a meeting in the living room, but I have to leave them to come and attend to this.
Okay.
So I don't want them to be disturbing us. Okay, that's good.
I just have a little sunlight left, and I'll eventually turn the light on here my own self.
Yeah, I'm happy that I'm seeing you live and direct right now.
Yes. Thank you.
So is Eedris Abdulkareem on the phone online as well?
He was here just a moment ago. Let me make sure.
Because yeah, it shows that there were 3 of us here.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just see.
Yeah. Double check. Oh, here he's coming. He's coming back in.
He's coming back in?
Yes. Eedris, are you back with us?
We lost him again.
No, he's here. I just can't hear him.
Hola. How you guys doing? Good morning.
Good morning to you. How are you, sir?
So he's finally in right now.
I'm doing great. Thank you all. I appreciate it. Good to be here.
Yeah, well, same here. I'm excited. It's an honor. I've heard so much about you. I thank you for coming out of your 10 years break and just hitting the new generation with all of your knowledge and wisdom.
Thank you, ma'am. It's a responsibility that I've been living with for more than 25 years, 2.5 decades, making sure that music is the only weapon that can educate and liberate African youth who are so busy doing what is not right. And we're doing great, and to God be the glory. I want to thank you for the opportunity for having me to talk about this. I am so humble. Thank you.
So, Eedris, please, if you can put it on video, if it's possible. I know it's really late over there, so that they can put a face to who they're talking to. Then at that moment, I'm just going to hand it over to...
I'm sorry to interrupt. It's okay.
Yeah, I'm going to hand it over to Ambassador Andrew Williams.
I'm trying to see the video too. Okay, is the
there
I think
we
the
go. Yes.
Okay, great. So the video is
Good.
You made it happen, Captain.
Yeah, you're double-sided now. We're looking at you in double structure, Ambassador.
Let me adjust things. I've got 3 devices going. Hold on.
Okay.
I wanted to make sure you can share my screen. Can you take a look there?
Yeah, we can see your screen. So you can mute that.
Yes, I got a lot of things going. Hold on 1 second here.
Okay, so let me just so that you can put a face to who's talking. Eedris Abdulkareem. That's Eedris Abdulkareem. I believe we had a conversation yesterday. There's an echo. Ambassador Andrew, there's an echo.
Yes, I hear it too.
Just a minute. Let's see here. I've got a mute. Oh, let's see here. Just 1 second.
There we go.
Okay, how about now?
Yeah, I think it's perfect right now. Okay,
Great.
so
Yes.
Ambassador Andrew Williams, this is Abdulkareem, Eedris Abdulkareem. I've sent a lot of his content to you. We've spoken about him, and
Yes.
thank you very much for honoring this call.
Thank you, Ambassador.
SilkyD Williams, thank you so very much. I'm going to give the honor to Ambassador Andrew to please do the introduction. He has known much about the three of us, so then we can kickstart this conversation. Thank you very much.
Yes,
Well, thank you so much. And I do want to first give honor to our host of TRN International News, Lady Alicia Hamilton, is the owner of that network, and she's making it possible for us to have this conversation. We also have our sponsor, Ed Fu Foundation, and we want to give thanks to them as well. But I'm here as a representative of actually the Igbo kingdom of those Nigerians in Ghana. I was recently, on August 1st, inducted as a prince. So my task is to uplift the Nigerians in Ghana and Nigeria and worldwide. So I do thank you so much for giving me that opportunity to represent here. Our guests today include SilkyD Williams. She is the International Goodwill Ambassador for 5 Points Youth Foundation. And Shola Agboola, that's actually how we met, through my worldwide outreach to get Goodwill ambassadors. I thank you so much, Shola, for stepping up earlier this year and not just becoming a Goodwill ambassador, but launching the SAGA Foundation in Nigeria, the Shola Agboola Goodwill Foundation. I thank you so much because you've empowered us to reach beyond our little small place here in Los Angeles and now have a footprint in Nigeria. But with that, ladies are always first. So, SilkyD Williams, please take this opportunity to introduce yourself to your worldwide audience.
Yes, I am the 5 Points Youth Foundation Global Ambassador, International Ambassador. I'm also the West Coast Region Director of Entertainment for Universal Hip Hop Museum. And I am a hip hop pioneer within my own right, as well as Ladylike Entertainment, where I've mentored many youth that is in this game to this day. And I represent so many other organizations as well. So I'm blessed and honored to be on this call.
Well, you know, either she's a little modest, so let me tell you that, of course.
Yeah, she's trying to be modest about it. Yeah, I can actually see that. That's not what I know.
Well, look, Eedris, let me ask you, have you ever heard of this performer called Layla Hathaway?
The name sounds familiar. Not actually, but the name sounds so familiar.
Well,
Donny Hathaway's daughter, yes.
Yeah, Donny Hathaway is his daughter. Well, she's an artist in her own right, but she has a unique DJ herself named DJ Spark. And SilkyD, can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, DJ Spark happens to be my daughter. I started her in the hip hop game at the age of 10. She is the youngest DJ in history.
Wow.
And I had mentored my daughter throughout her career, to her being started with Immature to B2K to Herbie Hancock and Theonis Monk for the Bebop to Hip Hop Foundation that they have done. They've launched off the first virtual festival a couple of weeks ago, to her being Layla Hathaway, which is another one of my daughters for the last 5 or 7 years. And I have many, she is my one that I birthed in this world. I've launched off and mentored many other children that you are aware about, which happens to be DJ Quick, Battle Cat. All of these are my brothers. My brothers and a lot of females in the game like Medusa and Yo-Yo. And these are the ones that come up underneath me. So you're looking at the first female of the West Coast. I literally fed a neighborhood. I literally fed a neighborhood during the time when they were pouring in crack and guns in our neighborhood to be on this mission of hip hop. So, and I live it, breathe it to this day. I've launched off again, helping the youth to connect with such persons as yourself to make sure that they will be guided the right way, then they end up being homeless. I have been a part of the Skid Row homeless organization, which turned into Skid Row Entertainment.
Wow.
And we have a Skid Row museum. Just helping those who are like-minded individuals who have the heart of changing and to be a better people, which falls all underneath the hip hop, which is higher and empowering, helping and healing our people.
Wow, this is so impressive.
Oh, thank you.
Wow, thank you, thank you.
I just continue to do God's work.
Wow, thank you for adding value. I appreciate this. This is so, so beautiful. Wow, yo-yo, wow. I remember you kept playing with my yo-yo. I also remember that song too.
Yeah, yo-yo, she launched at the hip hop school here and then turned around and helping her mother with adult mentally handicaps. And her and her mother are doing wonderful, beautiful thing with that organization as well, and mixing hip hop with it. So we just want to continue to vision and connect.
Thank you so much.
No, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Can't wait to have you in Africa to come and encourage and talk about your stories. This will be beautiful. This will be great.
That's tears, and I got chills right now in tears because that ultimate goal is to come to the motherland, because hip hop started in Africa. It's our indigenous ways. You know, the five elements is what we do today. You know, whether we're emceeing, whether we're DJing, whether we're doing graffiti, all of that leads to our indigenous ways from the motherland.
Wow.
And that's why it's so important to have this education, to know where we come from, to preserve our history.
That's right.
And to continue to create wealth within our people, our creativity of what we do, to be on that positive light and to be positive things to each other. And human rights is most important.
That's right.
Well, let me ask you, Eedris, now. SilkyD has a couple of SilkyD has a couple of upcoming events every year at 5 Points Youth Foundation. We do what we call Thanks Loving, right? Instead of Thanksgiving, we do Thanks Loving, right?
Wow.
And so that kind of steps into the arena where the SAGA Foundation, right? When Shola was there and locked down in Nigeria, he didn't look around to find out what anyone else was doing. He actually put COVID relief into the hands of the widows and orphans in the community. He actually put clothing on the back of people that were orphans, right? So that's kind of what we do here as well. So we're coming up next month on Thanksgiving, but then every December for her birthday, SilkyD gives to the community, right?
Wow.
So what we're hoping is that we can invite you to virtually participate with her event here in November. And SilkyD, tell them about what's happening in January next year.
Yes, I'll be launching off the Burning Mics, which is going to give an opportunity to artists like yourself around the world, as well as artists here that they don't know about, and to do the 8 bars of encouragement of your music so we can just open up hip hop and connect with each other. So Burning Mics will be a launching of that to recognize other artists like yourself than what we see normally on television all the time. We have to reach out and support each other in every way possible.
Awesome. This is so beautiful.
If I may just chip in, Ambassador Andrew William, I want to especially and aggressively, appreciate what you've been doing, and I thank you for the opportunity. And the way myself and Ambassador Andrew Williams met in Los Angeles, California, I was with Ambassador McLeod, where I was having a meeting, and Ambassador Andrew Williams was invited. So we had a conversation, and I gave a presentation of what my vision is for my country and what I intend to do. And ever since then, the rest is history. He has been
Wow.
able to connect me globally with a whole
Wow.
lot of other people who have been empowering exactly what we're doing. And
Wow.
like he rightly said, while I was in lockdown in Nigeria, we were able to significantly make an impact in our own little way. And that
That's
was
right.
actually the beginning of the launching of SAGA Foundation.
SAGA Foundation, yes.
Exactly. And because of that, Ambassador Andrew knows that why we were all trying to find a way to return back to Canada and United States, and the government wasn't able to organize an evacuation flight. I had to champion that, and I organized the first private evacuation flight out of Nigeria. Yesterday, about 3-4 days ago, that was when I did a presentation with the government of Canada. As a matter of fact, they will be sending the letter, which I will share with every single one of us to acknowledge what we did. So these are different ways that we are making impact in our own world. So something very unique about Eedris Abdulkareem is that we grew up in a generation with his music. And part of his music has been an inspiration to a whole lot of us who believe, because they have a vision of what Nigeria could be. And they have a vision of the kind of talent that we have in that country, how it can actually be tapped into and used for the social, economic, and political development of our country. And because over these years, for the last 25 years, for somebody to tenaciously adhere to that value, in spite of so many challenges, whether it's government subtraction, economic subtraction, and a whole lot of other things, for somebody to stay tall with that value, it's something I find very impressive about Eedris Abdulkareem. So when we touched base and we were talking about it, I told him that as I'm speaking today, I'm actually negotiating with a promoter in Canada about a possibility of organizing like a tour for him in Canada. But I know that the home of hip-hop outside of Africa is the United States of America. So I know I have to get him connected with you guys. And I know if he rides on your back, his voice is going to be globally heard. For what it stands for, because you know very well the power of music. You know very well the influence that all the people, you know, like all the hip-hop rappers in the United States, you know how much what they mean in terms of politics, in terms of economic activities. Today, you can see what's his name, the one that goes to meet Trump in the White House.
Ice Cube. He's delegating a legislator for the Black people. He's doing that right now to present that to the presidency. So hip hop has stepped out a whole lot. We are determined to not go backwards. Yes. We are determined through our music to empower, to educate, to give the incentive or the motivation of everything that we do in life. And that's the only way how we are going to interact with each other and to outcome what has happened through the 500 years of what we've been through. So everyone is on board. And again, I am so honored to be in the company of all of these angels, including yourself, to make that happen and to have a better way in life and to have our children have a better way of life and them knowing where they really come from, as well as knowing their history and how close and connected that we are.
Awesome. This is so beautiful. This is so beautiful. I'm so honored and happy to be amidst you guys. I'm getting more education from your information, and this is beautiful. And For me, this is divine, you know what I mean? There's difference between coincidence and destination. This is
Yes.
destination, this is destiny. 25 years ago, I made up my mind that my music was going to be used to add value to the lives of
Yes.
the voice of the voiceless. And I've been doing that. And don't forget that the Nigerian music industry is not regulated like the telecommunication industry and like the banking industry, because it is an intentional move by the government to suppress the voice that will liberate the people. But we never gave up. We talked about sexual harassment in a couple of my songs, Mr. Lecturer, and that was approximately 18 years ago. And up till now, we're still having sexual harassment going on, but people are getting liberated. People are standing up for their right. Girls are going to school. Girls are believing in their dreams. They are doing what they're supposed to do.
Yes.
Meanwhile, we're doing all this with individual effort. No sponsors from nobody, no support from nobody. Government, nobody wants to do anything with you. But we have our fans out there. They love what we do because they needed to be liberated. They needed to hear the truth. They need to have the courage. They need to feel like somebody's out here giving them the encouragement. I remember in 2004 when I stood for equality of African economy between American hip hop and Nigerian hip hop. When 50 Cent was invited all over to Africa, Nigeria, you know what I mean? And I said to the organizers that, listen, man, the reason why you're bringing 50 Cent is to add value to our lives, to our industry and to our economy. Wyclef left approximately 3 weeks ago, and he came and he told us and educated us about how the American music industry works and how things were regulated and how Africans can do the same thing and replicate it and make it all happen.
Wyclef is my brother. I respect him. I respect.
Yeah, great soldier. And he also told us that we should keep our head up and never see ourselves as a local artist, that every artist is an international artist. You know what I mean? I respect Wyclef so much, you know. So a week later, 50 came through the wrong connection of the multinationals in the plane. I said, whatever you're giving 50 Cent, that's what you're giving Eedris. If you're giving 50 Cent an executive suit, I want my room to be opposite 50 Cent. If you're giving 50 Cent Domprion and Cristal, I want Domprion and Cristal for me and my family.
Exactly.
Equality, economy equality. And I stood up on my right. We had that agreement, you know, but I guess, you know, Africa, you know, Africa will always be Africa. You still have some individual who go out to snitch on you and try to make you look like, you know, come on, man. He's going to be scared of the Americans. Don't worry, 50 Cent is coming to get him off the seat. Nah, I fought all my life to emancipate the people. This is my country. So I need to demand for what will improve Africa, America. Because, you know, we still have a lot of America here. And we have a lot of Nigerians in America. So it is all about a movement. It's about the Black movement. It's about the Black music. It's about the Black consciousness. So we had an agreement and said, okay, whatever you give 50 Cent, that's what you're giving Eedris Abdulkareem. So I got into the plane, sat on the business class. 50 Cent and his crew came up on board. And the biggest mistake they made was to walk up to me and ask me to get the fuck out of the seat. They should have asked the organizer. They should have asked the organizer to come get me out of the seat. But the organizer knows that they can't come walk up to me to get me out of the seat because I had an agreement that whatever you're giving 50 Cent, that's what you're giving Eedris. Same thing happened with Rosa Parks. Same thing happened with Rosa Parks. You know, so that singular revolution that happened in that plane is the reason why the Nigerian music, the new cats, new generation, being known all over the world. The David Doe, the Burna Boy, and all those people. You know what I'm saying? So economy equality is one of the most important things that I've campaigned about. Secondly, I've campaigned about sexual harassment in our campuses. You know what I mean? Sex for Max. You know, we have lecturers sleeping with a lot of students You know what I mean? They don't have to go to school. They don't have to read your book. All you need to do is sleep with a lecturer and you have your sex match. You know what I mean? So you can imagine all that is happening. By the way, I was coming out of school one of these days about 18 years ago, and I saw this beautiful lady out there, and she was like, oh, she was so tense. I was like, something is wrong with her. And I was like, what's wrong with you? And she was like, my lecturer invited me over to the hotel and I'm going to see him. I said, to see what? Why? He said, because he demanded for sex to pass my paper. And I was so excited, like, okay, can you take me there? Me and my crew. So we got a camera. We moved and we went to the hotel. We asked her to open the door when she goes into the hotel room and pretend as if she's locked the door. So she did exactly the same thing. So 5 minutes later, we brought into the hotel room, recorded the lecturer, and asked him a simple question. I said, look at you, you're just 65 years old. This girl is just 18.
That's horrible.
This is just 18. That singular act inspired a song called Mr. Lecturer. I've been advocating for youth empowerment. I've been advocating for youth justices. Shola was one of the political prisoners, lives in America, he's in Nigeria, that's been held by the Buhari regime. I've sang against injustices in this country. I've stood my right. I knew that at the end of the day, it is not about how much money that you've made. It is not about how much fame you've got. It's about the legacy that you're leaving behind. So I've been so grateful, and meeting with you all, I know my voice will be heard all over the world. You know, so thank you so much. I'm grateful.
Oh yes, I do plan on sending your music to over 8 DJ coalitions, as well as to the University Hip Hop Museum. This is what I represent. I am a regional director for Sniper Squad DJ, and I represent all the others like Vinyl King, IDJ, DJs, these type of things, as being a consultant or advisor by me being in this game for 40 years and being a DJ myself.
God.
So
oh my God.
My mission stays on task to hip hop. You know, me representing, I am hip hop. Ladylike is about being a lady in this game. I survived this industry to what you're talking about that has started here in the United States, as you well know, how big it is to do the casting couch, which you're talking to one who have refused it, you know, have fought through it. So, and unfortunately, it still exists to this day because of the power within Hollywood. But hip hop is more powerful. Hip hop is where we practice those positive message of protection. Our women need to be protected. We need to not look at sexual objects, as well as males. They're doing it to males too. And I want to protect the children. That's what I do. I protect the children and their parents to let them know that when I refer them to somebody, it represents how I think in my mindset. It represents that protection for them to know what real hip hop is, as opposed to what has been put out here to make them do all the ill minded things that are happening. It has its place, but it shouldn't be the majority. It should not be the way that we are supposed to go, because we continue to be in mental health when we do that. It is not healthy mentally as a human being to destroy us spiritually as well as mentally, and to represent that in every way. I don't think no one, I don't care who they are, want their children, their grandchildren who are under the age of 6 and 8 years old talking about how they got a wet black blah blah. You see what I'm saying?
My goodness.
I mean, that should not be the music that should be coming in our ears of major radio.
That's right.
So the support of hip hop, independently wise, is where we stand strong, and we have to support each other globally in every way to make sure that we continue to have high integrity, high intelligence, and high spiritual thoughts on how we treat each other, as well as creating generational wealth.
That's right.
So I want to ask your help, Eedris. The public service announcement that you did for Shola, I'd like to get your permission to share that around the world.
Yes.
Okay, so that is a raw work. I've not mixed and mastered it. Give me one day. I'm gonna mix and master it to the standard, and I'll forward it to you immediately. And
Well, here's the
with the
thing.
one,
Here's the thing.
yeah, yeah,
I'd love for you to give a shout out in that to Universal Hip Hop Museum,
Yes.
Generation Hip Hop, and Hip Hop for Justice. Those are the three organizations that both SilkyD and I represent. And by
great,
including
great,
that in your shout out, you
great,
open the door to everything we do.
most definitely. I'll do that immediately. I got the information from Ambassador Shola, and I'll walk towards it immediately. Africa is the future for every Black generation. I see the China looking forward to come and build a new China in Africa, and will not let that happen. I want my Black brothers in diaspora to have so much confidence and hope and come back home like Akon has done and invested in electricity. You know what I mean? That will be a great thing. This is a beautiful thing. I'm looking forward to these. I mean, public system announcement, liberating our people is the way forward. And I can't wait for you to come to Africa and to educate children. They'll so much love you.
I would love to.
They'll so much love you, so much. And I'll make sure that I get all your songs and your biography, and start a school campaign to talk about you, and to create a platform where you will come back to Africa and educate people about the importance of hip hop and how it's added value to American system. Thank you so
That's
much.
what she's never had. That's what she's never had here in America. I have to be honest with you. Today I interviewed her for 30 minutes, and she could not even talk about herself. We're talking about everything she's doing for everybody else. So Eedris, I need your help to bring this through her company, Ladylike Entertainment, and bring that to the top. But also, I need you to give a shout out to the African Continental Free Trade Area. It opens up on January 1st. We need to have your music to open up the world to Africa. We can do that.
Okay, okay. I'll look through in the information, and I'll be able to create something new. And I'll also appreciate if Ladylike will drop some words in the songs too. Let people start hearing your voice in Africa.
Such an honor. Yes, I would love to.
So,
great.
Ambassador Andrew,
Great. Thank you, Ladylike. Thank you.
Very fantastic night. As you can see, like I rightly presented to you last night, Eedris Abdulkareem is an eloquent, he's a preacher. And that's what I love about him. He gives hope. He talks about inspiration, and all his music has been about value, has been about goodness, has been about good governance and all the great things that we aspire to be in Africa. And that's why somebody like myself, I did not even waste any time at all to actually swing straight to action to find a way to sort of make sure his voice is heard globally. And I know it is within your capacity to actually do this. And Eedris Abdulkareem, let me just be honest with you. These two people have been quite very modest in their own introduction or talking about themselves.
I know.
I'm telling you that. And
I know.
we're actually planning to have the SAGA Foundation, the United Nations Global Compact with SAGA Foundation registration in September before, and which Ambassador Andrew William with some folks in the United Nations were supposed to be coming to Nigeria to do that with SAGA Foundation. Unfortunately, this pandemic has sort of disrupted our plan and all that. So what we're going to do in the meantime, we can begin to build on all these collaboration
materials, yes.
Right now. So all this collaborative is going to be expanding. At any time, I will want Ambassador Andrew to give us to just give us a forum to be able to interact with respect to this, so that SilkyD, whatever SilkyD wants to suggest in terms of what he wants Abdulkareem to do,
Yes.
what else we need to, because by next year, to the glory of God, we're actually going to have him to come over, you know, and we want everybody to have known about him way before that time. So,
Oh yes, I'm about to.
well,
Oh my God.
absolutely, yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm so
Well,
excited.
here's the thing, Eedris.
Yeah.
Yes,
Idris, one thing
Yes.
that SilkyD forced me to be her manager. She made me be her manager.
She must have.
And I
She
don't
must
know
have
anything
thought
about it,
it.
but she trusts me, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I trust
So-
Miss Randall. Yeah, I brought him into. I connected him into my world. My world is hip hop, and they're now calling him Uncle Andrew. Like King T and them are calling him Uncle Andrew. It's
So
amazing.
Eedris, I'm gonna
Yeah.
ask you. I'm gonna
Yeah.
ask you if you can have Ladylike Entertainment to be your manager in what we have
Most
going forward,
definitely.
because
That's the
she
reason for the season.
out.
It's the reason
I'm
for the
gonna-
season.
Yeah. So that's what I'm
It's
asking.
the reason for the season.
Yeah.
Ambassador
Yes, sir.
Ambassador Shola Agboola has told me so much about you, and Ambassador Shola Agboola has told me so much about Ambassador Andrew Jr. Williams, and I'm looking forward for partnership, looking forward for relationship, looking forward to do great things together in the areas of export and import of Africa, made in Africa, African American collaboration from you, from every advice that you bring on table. I'm ready to go. As far as it's going to add value to the lives of Africans American all over the world. Education, music education. I'm right here. Thank you so
And
much.
this is a show, by the way, which I look forward to TRN to have my show on there and to have you on there, because definitely.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Forward me information of the show. I want to go through it. I want to brainstorm about it and come up with something before the time.
Oh yes, there are so many other channels to
That would
put
be
you
great.
on.
That would be
Yeah.
Great.
So,
Thank you,
Ambassador
Ladylike.
Andrew, you want to give us a closing remark? So
Yes.
that this way, then we can, because I'm sure it's super late. He does
Yes.
make sure that he sacrificed the time to be here. So, Ambassador Andrew, can you give us a closing remark?
Yes, we're going to close like we began in thanking our sponsors, TRN International News, the Ed Fu Foundation. Of course, we're thanking the SAGA Foundation as well. We're thanking 5 Points Youth Foundation. Yes, SAGA. It's SAGA. We're also uplifting the Igbo people, Nigerians in Ghana, and we're honoring and uplifting Uba Awunwa Olaize, because she is the one that opened the door to me being inducted as a prince to represent the Nigerian people around the world. So thanks and thanks and thanks. We love everyone here, and we'll make sure we have this available to you. So with that, have a fantastic day. We're going to wrap it up right now.
So,
Thank you so much,
very
Ambassador
much.
Andrew.
I
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Thank
So
you.
I'm going to get back to, I left some people in my living room, which I was having a meeting with, to quickly come and do this. So we're going to continue from there. So Ambassador Andrew, please let us have a platform to be able to interact, because I know from time to time, SilkyD will actually be able to be giving us all the hints and what needed to be done, most particularly with respect to the other events that are coming up next year and other events that are happening right now, so that we can get our Abdulkareem songs, you know, played with DJs and radio stations and all that in LA, so that when we actually continue, then when it comes over, it's not going to be a stranger over there. So thank you so very much. I appreciate the time.
Yeah, I'll get the paperwork over to you, Eedris, and we can get that done. And just the announcement itself is news. So we need to, when we
Awesome.
make the news happen, we also need to let the music drop.
Most definitely, most definitely. Thank you, Ambassador Andrew. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. You have a fantastic night.
Lady
Okay?
like, love,
I'd love
respect,
to all.
love.
Much love, brother. Much respect to you
Good
as
night,
well.
everyone.